Ooh, I'm the Batman. You. Hey everybody, welcome back to another trailer reaction video. We had the DC FANDOME last Sunday, I believe it was. And now I'm going to actually do some breakdown reaction videos. So let's waste no time. Let's get into the big headliner, the biggest one they had, The Batman with Robert Pattinson. This one is one that I've watched so many times. I actually did a comparison video, a side-by-side, if you will, of David Fincher's Seven. Because if you've ever seen Seven, you will notice that this movie kind of feels like the same universe. I've always kind of thought that Seven felt like Gotham City, and if you didn't have Batman, who would be in charge of trying to solve these kind of mysteries or murders? It would definitely be Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman. I'll leave the link for that down below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to get more videos just like this. And now, The Batman. I like the logo. Now, is there any chance that's not the Riddler? Like, can that be like the Court of Owls or somebody pretending to be the Riddler or something like that? Because, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love that they're doing like a gritty reimagining of it where it's not him in like the suit jacket with the question marks. A young Gordon. Look at those boots, man. They're like fishing boots. That stuff, that's very Seven to me.
Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
He's like, nope. I love how they're it looks like the Arkham games, right? The suit, like it's very, I don't know, it's not metal, but it's like plated and it all fits together, and I dig that. Because if you were Batman, you wouldn't be wearing a leather little sexy little number. You would have like something that would be more protective. Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman. I can't believe that's Colin Farrell. That is insane. Oh, little friction. And here's the best part. Oh man. Yeah, don't just tell him. You'll see. That was amazing. I think that's like a very, like every person I've ever talked to about a Batman movie, there's always that one guy. There's always that one guy who's like, yeah, that was a good movie, but it'd be really cool if we can get like a detective comic Batman, you know, like solving crimes and stuff like that. They answered the call because that is very much like Detective Comics Batman. There's actually 4 different comics of Batman running right now. And the Detective Comics has always been one that lives up to that name and does that. So yeah, the taped up head, that's very, I don't know, it's either like Zodiac Killer or like Mindhunters or Seven, and then you got Lies. Let's skip to 43 here. Okay. Haven't a clue. Let's play a game, just me and you. And yeah, somebody already deciphered it, if you haven't heard already. The riddle is, so it says, what does a liar do when he's dead? And then if you look at like the little crypto hieroglyphics on the bottom, somebody already solved it. It means he still lies. It's like a pun, because he's lying there, and because he's still being a liar, because I guess his legacy in Gotham City is tainted, and he's, you know, because apparently he's the mayor of Gotham. So Batman is basically being put to task by the Riddler. I think Riddler was just a pawn, but he's being put to task by the Riddler to take a look at the Gotham PD, which is going to get its own TV show on HBO Max, to basically say, you know, you're coming after us, Batman, but you know what, the corruption is really bad. You should really get on top of that. And I like that, because that's not really a thing that was really addressed in the Nolan movies. If you think back to the Nolan movies, like you go to Batman Begins and you had the dirty cop talking to Gordon being like, if you don't take a taste, Gordon, people are going to start to to ask questions about it, you know. And Batman does hang him upside down and say, like, swear to me, but one has to kind of wonder, how did that happen? How did Batman turn them around? The corruption always seemed kind of there in the police department, in the Nolan series. But that's pretty cool. That's pretty interesting. I've never really dug that deep into the thinking about the police department in Gotham, because there's always been a bigger threat that Batman has to kind of take over. It's a curious one. How do you do it? Because typically in these scenarios, like if you think of like Serpico or anything where a good cop, an idealist, tries to work against the corruption within his own department, it always tends to go sideways. You know, it's like you can't go to internal affairs without them, like, you know, well, we might just kill you, you know. So, you know, it's funny, I'm actually more concerned for Gordon in this movie than I am for Batman, because let's face it, Batman, you know, he can defend himself, but like, I don't know, like if you're a cop and you're a snitch and you're a rat, then they tend to kill you if they're corrupt cops, at least in the narrative of most movies I've seen. I'm not trying to make this political thing. So that's pretty cool. I don't think it's the Riddler in the mask. I think it's somebody that was either sent. I think the Riddler is just a pawn, the way the Scarecrow was a pawn for the League of Shadows. I think the Riddler is representing the Court of Owls in this franchise. And maybe that's something that gets revealed in the first movie, or maybe it gets, you know, dragged out into like part 2 or even 3. It could be an arc that kind of travels all 3 movies. That worked pretty well with the League of Shadows, connecting the bookends of the trilogy for Nolan. So if they wanted to copy paste that ideal a little bit, it wouldn't be a bad idea. Let's take a look at some of the other characters we got here. And like I said, I'm getting some real heavy vibes from 7. If you go to 54, that is, I believe, the current commissioner. And if you look in the background, you can see a very, I can't tell if he's like upset. I'm talking about Gordon in the background, right behind him. I don't know if he just like took his glasses off and he's squinting, or if he's just like, you know, startled or upset. You know, if you just hit play, you got Robert Pattinson staring at him. I quite dig the Robert Pattinson look. It's kind of like part Jack Sparrow, part emo kid, part gorillas. It's kind of reflective of the times, of kind of like my generation throwback to like the 2000s, where it was like My Chemical Romance and all those kind of bands. And I remember being a kid watching Batman Returns and always being pulled out of the scene, and when he's in the sewer and he does one of those like, and the mask comes off and the eyeliner is all gone. So I thought it was kind of interesting. If you go to 107, I also saw a new fan theory that claims that the kid he saves is going to turn out to be one of the Robins that eventually become part of the Bat family. I mean, why not? If Iron Man 2 can grandfather Spider-Man in with that scene where he saves him, then why can't this as well? But the scene I was kind of curious about is that if you look at 111, Batman has like a very mild tan line of his lower half. And I thought that was kind of interesting. It's like, yeah, well, maybe like tan lines wearing the mask. But if you look at it, his mouth is pale. And if you look at like his eyebrows and his forehead and his cheeks, they're kind of like dirty. So I don't think they're actually tan lines. I think year 2 Bruce Wayne is so entrenched in being Batman that he's not doing the Bruce Wayne shenanigans that Alfred is always telling him to do. You know, most of those movies are kind of like, Michael Caine is always like, there's a Master Wayne's guest and you need to be out there and whatever and go to your own, have some fun. You might just enjoy it. I think this is year 2 Batman, and he's not really doing that. Based on the fact that he was like punching the hell out of that guy, he seems super obsessive with just being Batman around the clock. And it kind of looks like, if you look, his eyes are a little dark, like he has like a black eye. I think he just keeps putting on the eye makeup, and maybe the mask, the inside of it, is giving off a little bit of dirt and grit, and he does like a so-so job of washing it off. That would be like a cool idea. And Gotham is so self-absorbed and crime-ridden, much like the Joker universe, that people don't care about Bruce Wayne. It's kind of like if I said to you, there's a vigilante, that's him right there. You can see his bottom half of his face, and wouldn't you know it, it's the son of Donald Trump. right? I don't think people would be like, oh yeah, I know what he looks like. I don't think this Bruce Wayne is very extravagant, or he's kind of like living that playboy lifestyle that everyone wants to emulate. I think he's very much low-key and under the radar, which if you think about it is like the smart way to go. You wouldn't want to be high profile. Zoe Kravitz, not much to show, but again, they only filmed 25% of this movie, so I love the look that Batman gives Catwoman, because she tries to like sweep the leg and take him down, and he's like, really? You know, it's great. And then over here we have the drug deal going down. A very angry Colin Farrell. And it looks like, yeah, I mean, people have already confirmed that they're going to make another Batman suit because maybe the one gets destroyed in the explosion. So, wouldn't shock me. You can also sell more action figures that way. So, like, that's always been the way to do things. But if you look at 121, it looks like he's using like a pressing machine, like to put the suit together, and you can see like there's the mask, and you know, like I said, they only filmed 25% of it, so it wouldn't shock me if DC told Matt Reeves, DC FANDOME is coming up, we want you to basically put together something that we can show as a trailer, and mind you, it doesn't have to be perfect, you can just use B-roll footage, people will be psyched anyway. So maybe if they use the scene that they showed a couple months ago of Batman with the red, they had some leftover footage that they also used. I don't know. I mean, it looks great. And then, yeah, at 123, it's going to be an interesting thing to watch, because Batman is, like, inside Gotham Police Department, and he's probably going to figure out that some of those cops are dirty. He's going to probably take them down in their own precinct, and they're going to be like, you know what, we're done with this, alright? He's a vigilante, this is bullshit, you know, we need to protect our own, what are you doing? And Gordon knows that. Gordon's like, listen, dude, we can only help each other so much if you're gonna start some shit. We gotta be smart about it. We can't be doing it that way. Man, that Cobblepot thing is so, like, it's completely immersive. I love this. Ooh! The Batman! You! Oh my god. Yeah, you know, Christian Bale, eat your heart out, right? I mean, I'm watching that scene of like, and I'm thinking of American Psycho. Try getting a reservation at Dorsia now! And he hits him and he keeps hitting him with the axe. I love the intensity that they're bringing to the character. It's pretty badass. Batmobile looks pretty legit. It's an old 70s muscle car with a turbine. Although it's kind of interesting because, like, if you think about it, look, it looks cool, but if you're in Gotham City and you have, like, a jet turbine in the back of your car, I feel like more than likely you would just crash your car like Vin Diesel in any movie. Let's go to the final shot. Yeah, man, he looks pretty cool. He looks like an anime character with that choppy hair, kinda. I don't know if that would really even be a thing that the helmet would do, right? Wouldn't his hair look more matted, like a hockey player? Like, wouldn't it look more like stuck to his face? But he looks like a badass, so I could see exactly why they did it. And it's a very different look, and he's breaking away from Twilight. Good Time was pretty good. I also watched a movie called Rover with Guy Pearce, which I think is a real underrated movie that people don't talk about nearly enough. So I think he has the chops to pull it off. I'm excited. I think that this could be something that can really be fresh and exciting for the DC universe. I know they've been kind of stumbling lately, but I think this could really turn it around. And that's it, guys. Be sure to comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, be sure to give it a like. We are doing the Blu-ray trip giveaways whenever we do another Blu-ray trip. Tuesday, I'm thinking, so it's going to be a giveaway. We're actually just going to double down. We're just going to take all the videos in between the two Blu-ray trips and then take all those people who like, comment, and are subscribers, and they're all going to be entered to win a digital copy in the Blu-ray trip giveaway that we tend to do. All you gotta do, like I said, be a subscriber, give this video a like, and comment down below. What did you think of the trailer? Was it everything that you wanted it to be? And until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time.